Hello everyone. It's wonderful to see you again. We appreciate your presence with us today. We have an enchanting new tale to unveil for you. Let us embark on this journey together. My name is Nathan, and one truth I've come to embrace is that the subtle moments can accumulate and weave a profound tapestry over time. Some believe that words lack power and that humor is merely lighthearted. Yet I find that perspective to be misguided. The manner in which we communicate with those we cherish holds great significance. My perspective has evolved over time. I once found myself laughing and dismissing moments, yet there are times when a jest carries deeper meaning. It may hint at something profound, and for me, a single lighthearted jest from my wife, Chloe, marked the moment when everything shifted. Chloe and I have shared countless moments over the years, yet I never anticipated that something seemingly insignificant could stir the depths of our bond in such a profound way. It was a rhythm, a familiar dance, something that had woven itself into my life for so long, yet I had not truly grasped the depth of its impact on my being. Reflecting on the past, I can feel the weight of each moment that brought me to that pivotal juncture. I can perceive the subtle nuances I overlooked, the details I allowed to pass by because I feared appearing vulnerable or demanding. Yet, when pain lingers, feigning indifference only prolongs the ache, and in time, I found I could no longer maintain the facade. My journey with my wife, Chloe, has spanned 5 beautiful years. Before we exchanged vows, we took a moment to connect deeply, sharing our dreams and desires for the life we envisioned together. We both came to a heartfelt understanding that my role would be to dedicate myself to work and support our family, while Chloe would nurture our home and, in time, our children. We both truly sensed that it was meant to be. I held a steady corporate position that required extensive hours, while she yearned to embrace the role of a nurturing mother, creating a harmonious balance for both of us. In the beginning, everything flowed effortlessly. My work transcended the ordinary confines of a 9-to-5. It felt more like an endless stretch of time, lingering until the moment my boss finally ceased their calls. I encountered clients whose demands felt insatiable, pressing for the unattainable while remaining indifferent to my own needs for rest and nourishment. There are moments when I return home feeling utterly exhausted, struggling to engage in even the simplest of conversations, much less lend a hand with the tasks at hand. Yet in my thoughts, that was the delicate balance. I was working tirelessly, ensuring that we had a warm home and nourishing meals to share. In exchange, Chloe nurtured the warmth of their shared space. Chloe found herself completely engaged, her hands occupied in a way that stirred something deep within her. Managing a home and nurturing 2 children was a challenging journey, one that I truly admired. She gracefully handled it all, from preparing meals and tidying up to school drop-offs and doctor's visits, effortlessly weaving through the fabric of daily life. The joy and well-being of our children brought me a deep sense of fulfillment, and that was truly important to me. Yet, as time passed, she began to tease me about my approach to the children. It began with a gentle whisper. When I mistakenly put a diaper on the wrong way or offered snacks just before dinner, she would chuckle softly and say, "Oh, Nathan, you're so endearingly oblivious." At first, it didn't bother me. I found myself laughing in harmony with the moment. Yet, the laughter continued to flow. Each time I stumbled, even over the simplest things like mixing up the milk and juice bottles, she'd gently shake her head and say, "You're the fun dad, but let's be real, you have your moments of being a bit lost." I thought it was innocent enough. I suppose I wasn't raised in an environment where changing diapers was a part of my experience. Nor did I have the knowledge to distinguish between baby shampoo and the regular kind. This realm felt foreign to me, and I was gradually discovering its depths. Yet, as the days unfolded, I began to perceive a rhythm emerging. It had transformed into something deeper, a connection that lingered in the air between us. Chloe appeared to draw upon me for amusement whenever we hosted guests. Whenever friends came to visit or her parents dropped by, it seemed like the same narrative unfolded, a gentle reminder of how I was perceived as lost in the world of parenting. There were moments of laughter shared, and initially, I found myself joining in the mirth. Yet, I began to sense that these narratives were reaching far beyond the confines of our sanctuary. Friends and family began to echo the laughter, sharing the joy of those familiar jokes with me. One day, her mother laughed softly and remarked, "Nathan, I've heard you're quite the challenge during bath time." A friend of ours playfully inquired, "So, have you discovered the art of dressing a toddler? Or do you still require Chloe's gentle guidance?" Each time I listened, a deep sensation stirred within me. It was one thing for Chloe to playfully provoke me in private, but now, it felt as if everyone perceived me in that light, as though I were an unsuspecting Frank struggling to navigate the complexities of his own children. I remained silent, yet within me, a stirring curiosity emerged. If the whispers about me persist, at what moment does the laughter fade, giving way to a belief that takes root in the hearts of others? One evening, as I eased into the driveway, a wave of exhaustion washed over me, leaving my body feeling utterly spent. It had been one of those days, filled with relentless meetings, pressing deadlines, and a client whose demands felt like a weight on my shoulders. The thought of returning home, slipping into something cozy, and embracing the warmth of my wife and kids was the only thing that carried me through. I stepped inside, let my tie fall gently from my grasp, and was instantly enveloped by the soft murmur of voices drifting from the living room. Chloe was not alone. I recognized her friend, Erica, by the melody of her laughter. Chloe often welcomed her friends into her warm and inviting space. I offered a brief wave as I walked by, softly murmuring a weary, "Hey," before making my way directly to our bedroom to change. As I slipped off my work shirt, the sound of my name echoed softly in the air. Initially, I was unaware, but soon Chloe's voice resonated with a captivating clarity. "Oh, believe me, Erica, Nathan is utterly at a loss when it comes to the kids. The other day, I stepped away for a few hours, and upon my return, the house bore the marks of their spirited chaos, as if a whirlwind had danced through it. Lucas was playfully darting about, carefree and unencumbered, while Emma wore a delightful mess of yogurt across her cheeks, a testament to her joyful exploration. And Nathan? He appeared as though he had just emerged from a tumultuous battle." Erica laughed softly, a sound that danced in the air. "Oh my goodness, that's absolutely delightful." Chloe still had more to share. "I promise. Leaving him with them feels like releasing a fragile fawn into the untamed wilderness. He feels a rush of anxiety, becomes engulfed by the turmoil, and ultimately surrenders to the unfolding chaos. Increased joy and warmth. I felt a quiet tension, neither anger nor amusement stirring within me. This wasn't the first time Chloe had teased me like this, but hearing her laughter shared with her friend brought a different kind of ache to my heart. I inhaled deeply and completed my transformation, attempting to release the lingering feelings. That evening, once Erica had departed and the children were nestled in their dreams, I decided to broach the subject. I chose to keep my voice steady, not wanting to draw too much attention to the moment. "Hey, Chloe, may I pose a question to you?" She lounged on the couch, her fingers gliding over her phone, her gaze distant and unfocused. I paused for a moment, but then I let the words flow out. "Perhaps we could tone down the dad jokes a bit?" Her eyes met mine for a fleeting moment, a hint of uncertainty flickering across her face. "Excuse me? The way you playfully tease me in front of the kids? You know, the whole idea of Nathan being unaware of what's happening around him. It's beginning to evoke a certain feeling, and though I searched for the perfect word, I found myself settling on something that resonates deeply. I'm not sure, perhaps we could take it down a notch." She offered a playful smile and gently shook her head. "Oh, darling, you know it's all in good fun." I sought to decipher the emotions reflected in her gaze. She wasn't acting out of malice. Her intentions were never to cause me pain. Yet that was precisely the issue at hand. She remained unaware of the pain it was causing me. I acquiesced, choosing to hold back my curiosity. I felt too weary to engage in a dispute. "It's all right, let it be." I released it, yet the lingering frustration remained. One day, we were meant to share a Sunday brunch at Chloe's parents' home. It was a journey of connection and warmth. Chloe's parents poured their hearts into creating unforgettable brunches. A tempting tower of pancakes, accompanied by golden eggs, crispy bacon, and vibrant fresh fruit. At first, everything felt just right. The children were lost in their laughter. The grown-ups engaged in heartfelt conversations. And for the first time, I allowed myself to unwind, savoring the warmth of my coffee. Then, as if by some unspoken rhythm, Chloe began her familiar dance of humor. It started with an innocent spark. There's a certain charm in my ability to turn even the simplest task, like toasting bread, into a delightful challenge, even with a toaster designed for perfection. Soft laughter filled the air. Very well, as you wish. I found myself laughing as well. As the discussion turned to the nuances of parenting, Chloe seized the moment, delighting in the chance to captivate the audience with a story that danced around my experiences. With a playful smile, she remarked, "Oh, you should have witnessed Nathan handling a diaper change the other day." It felt as though I was experiencing a live demonstration, each moment unfolding with a captivating allure. Amidst the swirling chaos, a sense of unease envelopes everything, leaving a trail of disarray in its wake. As her voice danced through the air, a wave of laughter enveloped the room, filling it with warmth and connection. Her Frank offered a knowing smile. Her mother gently pressed her hand to her lips, stifling a soft laugh that danced in the air. I joined in the laughter as well. Yet within, there was a stirring that felt uniquely profound this time. I wasn't an oblivious soul navigating the journey of frankhood. I poured my heart into it. I dedicated myself wholeheartedly to supporting this family. And while I may not have mastered the art of diaper changes, does that truly define my worth? Did it truly turn me into a source of amusement? I maintained my smile, nodding in agreement, concealing the stir of emotions within me. Yet, beneath the surface, a sense of irritation lingered. Later that night, after we tucked the kids in, Chloe stretched her arms and released a deep, dramatic sigh. "Hey, would you be willing to help with bedtime tomorrow?" she asked softly. Typically, I would have concurred, yet my response took an unexpected turn. "What is the reason behind this? So you can share once more how unworthy I feel." Chloe blinked, taken by surprise in that moment. For a fleeting moment, her expression hinted at amusement, as if I had become the source of a playful jest. Then she gently tilted her head. "Nathan, really, it's not as serious as you think. It was merely a playful jest." A wave of tension coursed through my jaw. Simply a playful remark. That was forever the reason given. It was all in good fun when she playfully mentioned to her friends that I might struggle with the kids. It was all in good fun when she transformed me into a living joke for her family's amusement. It felt like a playful tease, yet each time she touched upon that fragile part of me, the doubts about my role as a Frank stirred deeper within. I chose to remain silent, letting the moment linger in the air. I picked up my car keys and stepped outside, feeling the anticipation in the air. I found myself without a direction. I found myself wandering, uncertain of the path ahead. I simply took a drive. I drove into the quiet embrace of an empty parking lot, lingering in stillness, my gaze fixed on the screen of my phone. When my phone buzzed, it wasn't a message filled with Chloe's warmth. "Are you truly that attuned to your feelings?" she shared. I lingered over the message, lost in its depths for what felt like an eternity. Then I replied, choosing to stay at a hotel. "I require some time to myself." Then I silenced my phone and gently placed it on the passenger seat. As dawn broke, I found myself still lingering in the warmth of the night, not yet ready to return home. As I finally glanced at my phone, I noticed a flurry of messages from Chloe waiting for me. Yet the atmosphere had shifted. "Nathan, where have you gone?" "Understood. I see where you're coming from. May we share a moment together?" "I apologize. I was unaware of the pain my words caused you. I long for your presence. Let's share our thoughts when you return home." For the first time, it seemed as though she truly grasped that something was amiss. Yet, I found myself unprepared to share my thoughts. I found myself in stillness, embracing the quiet moments. I allowed the quiet to linger for what felt like an eternity. One morning, as I was getting ready for work in the hotel, my phone chimed softly. This time it wasn't Chloe. It was her Frank. That took me by surprise. Chloe's parents maintained a respectful distance, allowing our marriage to flourish without their constant presence. If they were reaching out now, it signified that Chloe had shared the unfolding events. I hesitated, the sound lingering in the air, yet an instinct urged me to pick up the call. Nathan. Her frank voice carried a soothing strength. We understand that you've been enjoying your time at a hotel. May we share a moment together? I released a soft breath. Indeed, he moved with purpose. He looked at me with an intensity that made my heart race and asked me directly what had transpired. I shared my thoughts with him. I shared with him how Chloe's playful humor had been accumulating over the years, each one a cherished memory waiting to be revisited. They made me feel as though I were merely a fleeting joke, lost in the laughter of others. I shared with him the details of the brunch, how I remained seated, a smile gracing my lips, while laughter swirled around me, concealing the ache within. I shared with him that it transcended that singular instance. It was the collection of tender moments that brought us to that point. Moments I had overlooked until they became impossible to dismiss. A lingering silence enveloped the conversation, stretching across the distance between us. Then he let out a soft sigh. I understand, he murmured. I truly do. Initially, doubt lingered in my mind, but as he spoke further, something began to shift within me. He shared with me that often, individuals remain unaware of the profound impact their words can carry until the moment has passed. He confessed that he had once succumbed to it himself, sharing laughter that felt light on the surface, yet subtly revealed the fragility beneath. I believe Chloe's intentions weren't to cause you pain, he said, yet that doesn't diminish the impact of her actions. In that moment, I experienced the profound connection of being genuinely understood for the very first time. Then her mother picked up the phone. Her voice carried a gentle warmth, laced with an undercurrent of worry. Nathan, we understand our daughter deeply, and it's clear that she holds a special affection for you. She may not have intended it, yet it's important for her to grasp the impact this has had on you. And she is beginning to awaken. She confided in me that Chloe had been feeling a deep sense of distress, not merely due to my departure, but because she was beginning to understand that what she once perceived as innocent enjoyment carried a weightier significance than she had initially thought. She finds herself lost in thought, Nathan, aware that she has ventured into uncharted territory. I took my time before replying. A part of me yearned to remain steadfast, to linger in that moment just a bit more. Yet, a deeper part of me, weary yet still holding affection for my wife, sensed that this moment was unlike any other. They were not standing by her side. They were simply being honest. They were finally recognizing the feelings I had been expressing for so long. Her frank voice resonated once more. I'm not suggesting you return home just yet if you're not prepared. However, I believe it's important for you and Chloe to engage in a heartfelt conversation about this matter. And that won't come to fruition if you keep your distance from her. I let out a soft sigh, reclining against the headboard. He was indeed correct. The thought of lingering at the hotel for another night, perhaps even a week, fills me with a warm sense of possibility. Yet, there will come a moment when our words must intertwine. And if Chloe was truly open to hearing me, perhaps returning would be worthwhile. With a soft sigh, I finally whispered, I'll return home. Yet I cannot simply act as if all is well. Her mother spoke softly, understanding the unspoken feelings in the air. Simply reach out to her. And with that, I found myself envisioning the journey home after work that evening. As I stepped through the door, Chloe remained still, her gaze fixed on me, a mixture of uncertainty and unspoken words lingering in the air between us. I found myself uncertain as well. The days that followed revealed a subtle shift. She no longer made light of me in front of others. No more subtle digs when friends gathered. Let's set aside the teasing remarks that masquerade as lightheartedness. I observed, yet I chose to remain silent. One morning, as I was immersed in my work, a message from her illuminated my day. It was merely a gentle whisper, a soft exchange of words. Wishing you a day at work that flows gently, without too much strain. Your dedication and effort for us do not go unnoticed, and I truly value it. I have lost myself in its pages 3 times now. not due to its complexity, but because it offered a refreshing change. Chloe had never been one to express such sentiments in the past. It was a new experience for me. In the days that followed, she continued to pour her heart into every moment. She began to express her gratitude for the moments she once overlooked. She expressed it with a sincerity that felt genuine, as if she truly valued the moment we shared. Her words carried a depth of sincerity. That was the turning point. I wasn't seeking endless admiration, yet I longed for my efforts to be acknowledged, rather than feeling as though they were merely taken for granted. Yet, I must admit, even though Chloe was making an effort, it didn't mean I was ready to lower my defenses right away. I had moved past the anger, yet I couldn't bring myself to act as if all was perfectly resolved. It was time for us to share our thoughts. One evening, after the children had drifted off to sleep, we found ourselves in a deep conversation, focusing not on who held the truth, but on the emotions we stirred within each other. I shared with her the deep ache of feeling like a mere shadow in my own family, as if I were just an unimportant figure in a story that wasn't mine. How those jokes, though they appeared innocent, gradually wore me down over time. She listened intently, and when her voice broke the silence, it was clear she spoke from a place of genuine understanding, not merely to soothe my heart. She expressed that it was never her intention to cause me pain, that she truly believed it was all in the spirit of lightheartedness. But now, as she witnessed the depth of its impact on me, she realized that it was far more than mere jest. That conversation transformed everything. It was never about assigning fault. It was about ensuring we truly understood one another, heart and soul. That night, we sealed a promise between us. Let us speak with intention, cherishing the depths of our emotions and honoring the feelings we share. If something weighed on our hearts, we would share our thoughts with one another. If there was a need for change, we would navigate it hand in hand. The day is just beginning, and I won't pretend that all is well just yet. For the first time in what feels like ages, I sense that Chloe truly recognizes my essence. Not merely as the man who provides or the Frank who strives, but as an individual who yearns to be appreciated. And that fills me with a gentle warmth.